J. Cole is about to break the entire rap game. People are saying he's not dropping one album, he's dropping 2 complete projects. And one of them? Nobody even knew it existed until right now. The fall off just became something way bigger than anyone expected, and the internet is absolutely losing it over what Cole's team just revealed. Everybody thought they knew the full story about the fall off. February 6th, one album, Cole's big comeback moment after all the drama from last year, that was the version everyone repeated. Fans marked their calendars, the hype was already insane. But now, new information from Cole's official team and straight from a rap legend's mouth got the whole narrative twisting. Because what we're finding out is that J. Cole has been moving in complete silence, and he's planned something that nobody saw coming. This isn't just about one album anymore. We're talking about multiple projects, multiple releases, and one of them could literally drop at any moment between right now and February. The vinyl pre-orders just revealed something that has fans going absolutely crazy. And when Jadakiss accidentally spilled the beans on his podcast, that's when everything clicked into place. The whole plan just got exposed. It is way more ambitious than anyone imagined. Let me break down exactly what got revealed, because this is where things get straight mind-blowing. On the official Fall Off website that Cole's team is using to drop information about the album, they just confirmed that the Fall Off vinyl box set is coming with 4 separate vinyl discs. Now, if you know anything about vinyl records, you know that's not normal for a single album. Each vinyl disc typically holds around 40 minutes of music. Do the math on that. 4 discs times 40 minutes each, that's potentially 160 minutes of new J. Cole material. That's over 2.5 hours of music. For context, most double albums don't even hit 90 minutes. Cole is potentially giving us almost double that. But here's where online detectives really started connecting dots. Fans immediately started asking the obvious question: why would one album need 4 vinyl discs? Even if the Fall Off is a massive double album, that would only need 2 discs, maybe 3 at most. So what's on the other discs? That's when people started speculating that Cole might be hiding another project inside this box set. Like, you order the Fall Off vinyl thinking you're getting one album, but when it shows up, there's a whole separate mixtape or album included that nobody even knew existed. And then Jadakiss basically confirmed everything. On the latest episode of his podcast with Joe Budden, they were talking about that Port Antonio track Cole dropped, the one he's calling Track to Disc 2. Joe was going on about something and Jada just casually drops this bomb. He says, and I quote directly, he's got a project coming out called The Fall Off, and he's got a mixtape where he used some of the LOX beats. He rhymed over Money, Power, Respect and rhymed over Can I Live. Then Jada adds that Cole did amazing on those beats, which is high praise coming from a legend like Jadakiss. Think about what that means. Jada wouldn't be talking about this unless Cole personally played him these tracks. That means Cole went to the LOX, played them his versions of their classic beats, and got their blessing to use them. That's a huge deal. These aren't random beats. Money, Power, Respect, and Can I Live are legendary tracks from the late 90s. For Cole to be reimagining those beats and getting approval from the original artists, that shows serious respect for hip-hop history. But it gets even crazier. In the outro of that Port Antonio music video, Cole included another snippet of a new song, and fans immediately recognized the sample. It's from the Mobb Deep classic Drop a Gem on 'Em. So now we're seeing a pattern. Cole isn't just rapping over random beats, he's specifically choosing iconic tracks from rap legends, the LOX, Mobb Deep, and probably way more that we haven't heard yet. This whole mystery project is apparently Cole's love letter to the golden era of hip-hop. And honestly, this explains so much about the tonal differences we've been seeing. When Port Antonio dropped, people were confused because it sounded so different from the snippets in the trailer. Port Antonio is deeply personal. Cole talking about his parents, his future grandkids, reflecting on his entire life journey. But those trailer snippets? Cole was rapping for sport, aggressive bars, technical flexing, almost like he was back in beef mode. People couldn't figure out why the vibes were so different. Now it makes perfect sense. Those aggressive tracks are probably from this mystery mixtape project. The more introspective, narrative-driven songs are from the Fall Off album itself. Cole is literally giving us two completely different projects with two completely different purposes. One is a blockbuster mixtape where he's rapping over legendary beats and showing pure technical skill. The other is a deeply personal album that's going to be more cohesive and conceptual. Fans online been working like full-blown investigators trying to figure out what other beats Cole might have used. People are going through every classic hip-hop track from the 90s and early 2000s trying to predict what Cole might have sampled. Some folks are saying he probably got beats from Jay-Z, Nas, Wu-Tang, maybe even some Biggie or Pac instrumentals. The speculation is running wild. And the fact that Cole has kept this entire second project completely secret until now, that's some next-level marketing genius. Now let's get into the motive behind all this, because this is where everything starts clicking into place. J. Cole has been moving strategically for years, and this moment didn't happen by accident. After everything that went down in 2024, the Kendrick beef situation, the criticism he faced for apologizing, the constant debates about where he ranks among the greatest, Cole clearly felt he had something major to prove, not just to the fans or the critics, but to himself and to hip-hop culture as a whole. Think about the statement Cole made before dropping Porto Antonio. He talked about wanting to do something important for himself and for hip-hop. At the time, people thought he was just talking about the Fall Off album. But now we see the bigger picture. Cole isn't just dropping an album. He's creating an entire moment, a cultural event. He's trying to remind people why they fell in love with rap music in the first place. And let's keep it real about the timing. Cole has been relatively quiet for years. His last solo album was The Off-Season back in 2021. Since then, he's done features, some Dreamville projects, but nothing that really dominated the conversation. Meanwhile, other rappers have been dropping constantly. Drake's been everywhere. Kendrick dropped the biggest album of the decade. Travis Scott, Future, Metro Boomin, everybody's been eating. Cole's been watching all of this from the sidelines, and you can tell he's been planning something massive. The idea of rapping over classic beats isn't new. We've seen it before with mixtapes from the 2000s, but the way Cole is approaching it is different. He's not just freestyling over random instrumentals. He's carefully selecting beats from specific legends, getting their approval, modernizing the production, and creating a cohesive project. That takes time, effort, and serious relationship building in the industry. And here's something people might not realize. By reaching out to artists like the LOX, Mobb Deep's estate, and whoever else he's working with, Cole is building bridges with the older generation of hip-hop. These are rappers who sometimes feel forgotten by the current generation. Prodigy passed away in 2017, but his legacy lives on through Mobb Deep's music. For Cole to honor that legacy by rapping over their beats, that's showing respect in a way that goes beyond just paying for a sample clearance. Think about what this does for Cole's reputation, too. One of the biggest criticisms he's faced is that he plays it too safe, that he doesn't take enough risks, that he's too concerned with being the conscious rapper instead of just being a great rapper. But this move right here, this is bold, dropping two projects at once, one that's deeply personal and one that's pure technical flexing. That's not playing it safe, that's swinging for the fences. There's also the generational aspect to consider. A lot of younger hip-hop fans weren't even born when tracks like Money, Power, Respect or Drop a Gem on Them came out. They might have heard these songs sampled in newer tracks, but they don't know the originals. Cole is creating a bridge between generations. He's introducing classic hip-hop to a new audience while also giving older fans something to appreciate. That's a smart move, culturally and commercially. And let's talk about the It's a Boy project that Cole teased almost 7 years ago. Back in 2018, during the rollout for KOD, Cole mentioned a project called It's a Boy that never materialized. Fans have been asking about it ever since. Could this mystery mixtape be that project finally coming to life? The timing would make sense. Cole's been sitting on this idea for years, waiting for the right moment to execute it properly. And what better moment than right before dropping what could be his magnum opus with the Fall Off. The business side of this is fascinating too. By including both projects in one vinyl box set, Cole is essentially giving fans two albums for the price of one. That's going to drive sales through the roof. Collectors are going to want this set because it's unique. You can't stream a physical bonus project. You have to actually buy the vinyl to get the full experience. That's old school music industry strategy meeting modern marketing genius. Put all that together and you start to see the full picture. Cole isn't just dropping music. He's creating a moment that will define his legacy. He's proving he can still compete at the highest level. He's paying respect to the legends who came before him. He's introducing classic hip-hop to a new generation, and he's doing it all in a way that's uniquely his own. That kind of ambition hits different when you really break it down. But here's the part that really hits different when you think about what Cole is trying to accomplish. This isn't just about sales numbers or chart positions or proving critics wrong. This is about legacy. This is about a man who grew up idolizing rappers like Nas, Jay-Z, Tupac, and Biggie, and now he's in a position where he's being compared to them. That's a heavy weight to carry. Listen to Port Antonio again with that context. When Cole talks about his parents, about his future grandkids, about looking back on his life, you can hear the vulnerability. You can hear someone who's thinking about mortality, about what they're leaving behind, about whether they've lived up to their potential. That's not the kind of song you make when you're just chasing hits. That's the kind of song you make when you're having real conversations with yourself about what matters. And then contrast that with the energy we heard in those fall-off trailer snippets, the aggressive bars, the confidence, the technical skill on full display. That's Cole reminding everyone that he can still wrap circles around most people in the game, but even that comes from a place of wanting to be respected, wanting to be remembered as one of the greats. Not just a good rapper, but a great rapper. The fact that he's reaching out to legends like Jadakiss and getting their blessing shows humility too. Cole could have just sampled these beats without asking. He could have paid for the clearances and kept it moving, but he specifically went to these artists, played them his versions, and asked for their approval. That shows he genuinely cares about doing this the right way. He wants the respect of the people who came before him. Think about how Jadakiss responded. He didn't just say the tracks were good. He said Cole did amazing on those beats. Coming from someone who's been in the game for over 30 years, who's seen every era of hip-hop, who's worked with everyone from Biggie to Kanye, that cosign means something. That's validation from someone who doesn't give it lightly. And for fans who grew up on that 90s hip-hop, hearing Cole rap over those classic beats is going to be emotional. It's going to bring back memories. It's going to remind people why they fell in love with hip-hop in the first place. There's something powerful about hearing a modern artist pay tribute to the past while also pushing the culture forward. But there's also pressure in all of this. Massive pressure. People are expecting some of the best rap music they've ever heard. Not good, not great, the best. And if Cole doesn't deliver on that level, the backlash is going to be intense. The internet doesn't forgive easily. One misstep, one disappointing song, one moment that doesn't live up to the hype, and people will turn on him instantly. That's the reality Cole is facing. He's built up this moment so much that anything less than perfection is going to be seen as a failure. That's an impossible standard, but it's the standard he set for himself. And you can tell from everything he's doing, the meticulous planning, the careful selection of beats, the way he's rolling out information. He knows what's at stake. This is his legacy moment. This is his chance to cement his place in hip-hop history. And he's not taking it lightly. Now, let's dive even deeper into what we actually know versus what we're speculating. Because there's a lot of information floating around, and it's important to separate facts from theories. The facts are this. J. Cole's official Fall-Off website confirmed 4 vinyl discs in the box set. Jadakiss confirmed on his podcast that Cole has a mixtape coming with LOX beats. The Port Antonio video included a snippet with a Mobb Deep sample. Those are confirmed facts that we can verify. But here's where things get interesting with the speculation. Fans have been analyzing every single frame of that Port Antonio music video, looking for clues. People are zooming in on background details, listening for hidden messages in the audio, comparing timestamps to potential release dates. The internet has literally turned into a detective agency trying to figure out every detail of Cole's plan. One theory that's gaining traction is about the release date of this mystery mixtape. Some fans think Cole might drop it on January 28th, which is his birthday. That would make sense symbolically, dropping a project that celebrates hip-hop history on his own birthday. Others think it might come on January 30th, which is the Friday of that week. In the music industry, Fridays are the standard release day. But then, there's another group of fans who think Cole might surprise drop the mixtape at any moment, similar to how Beyoncé or Drake have done surprise releases in the past. The It's a Boy theory is also picking up steam. Back in 2018, Cole teased the project with that title during the KOD era. He never released it, and fans have been asking about it ever since. Some people think this mixtape could be that project finally seeing the light of day. The timing would make sense. Cole's been a father for years now. His kids are getting older, and maybe he finally feels ready to release whatever It's a Boy was supposed to be. But let's talk about the beats for a second, because this is where things get really fascinating. We know Cole used LOX beats and a Mobb Deep sample, but what else could be on this project? Fans are speculating wildly. Some think he might have gotten beats from Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt era. Others think he could be using Nas instrumentals from Illmatic or It Was Written. There's speculation about Wu-Tang beats, Biggie beats, maybe even some Outkast or UGK production. The challenge with using these classic beats is that they're expensive to clear, and the original artists have to approve. That's why not many modern rappers do it at this scale. But Cole clearly has the relationships and the budget to make it happen. And the fact that Jadakiss was so complimentary about Cole's versions suggests that Cole isn't just copying the originals, he's reimagining them, updating them, making them sound fresh while still respecting the source material. There's also speculation about features. Will this mixtape have guest appearances? Or is it going to be all Cole? The traditional mixtape format from the 2000s usually had features, but modern artists sometimes go solo on these projects. If Cole does have features, who would make sense? Maybe some of the legends whose beats he's using. Imagine Jadakiss or Styles P actually appearing on the tracks where Cole is using their beats. That would be incredible. Some fans are even speculating that Cole might release this mixtape for free, similar to how he did with Friday Night Lights and Warm Up early in his career. That would be a throwback move that would generate massive goodwill. But given that it's included in the vinyl box set, it seems more likely that it'll be a paid release on streaming platforms. Though Cole could always surprise us and make it free to stream while keeping it exclusive on physical copies. The production credits are another mystery. We know Cole produces a lot of his own music, but is he producing these classic beat remakes himself? Or is he working with other producers to modernize these instrumentals? That's going to be crucial to how well this project is received. If the production sounds cheap or doesn't do justice to the originals, fans will be disappointed. But if Cole and his team can update these beats while maintaining their essence, it could be special. And let's talk about the sequencing. How is Cole going to structure this project? Is it going to be chronological, starting with older beats and moving to newer ones? Is it going to be thematic, grouping similar topics together? Or is it going to be completely random, just showcasing Cole's skills over various legendary instrumentals? The way he sequences the project will determine how cohesive it feels. There's also the question of length. How many tracks will be on this mixtape? If it's taking up 1 or 2 vinyl discs, that could be anywhere from 10 to 20 songs. That's a substantial project. And if Cole is really rapping over that many classic beats, he's going to need to bring his absolute best on every track. No filler, no weak verses. Every song needs to justify its existence. The rollout strategy is fascinating too. Cole has been incredibly strategic about revealing information slowly. First, the vinyl announcement. Then, Jadakiss accidentally spilling details. Then, fans discovering the Mobb Deep sample. It's like Cole is letting the internet piece together the puzzle themselves, which creates way more engagement than just announcing everything at once. That's smart marketing in the social media age.
Now, this whole situation gets even crazier when you realize how this fits into the broader context of where hip-hop is right now in 2025. We're in this weird era where nostalgia is huge. People are constantly looking back to the 90s and early 2000s as the golden age of rap. You see it everywhere, from fashion trends to sampling to artists directly referencing that era in their music. Cole is tapping into that nostalgia in a really smart way. He's not just saying the old days were better. He's actively engaging with that era, studying it, and showing how it can influence modern hip-hop. That's different from artists who just throw on the Timberlands and call it a day. Cole is doing the actual work of understanding what made that era special and trying to recreate that magic. And think about the competition. Drake just dropped, Kendrick's been dominating, Travis Scott is everywhere. The rap game is more competitive than it's ever been. For Cole to stand out in this environment, he needs to do something bold, something unexpected. Dropping 2 projects at once, one of them being a surprise, is exactly the kind of move that gets people's attention. There's also the Dreamville angle to consider. Cole has been building his label for years, developing artists like JID, Ari Lennox, Lute, and others. But Cole himself hasn't had a massive solo moment in a while. This could be his way of reclaiming the spotlight and reminding everyone that he's still the face of Dreamville. He's still the leader. He's still the one who sets the standard. Meanwhile, fans online been dissecting every social media post from Cole's camp, his manager, his producers, his Dreamville artists. Everyone's being analyzed for potential clues. Someone posts the cryptic emoji, fans are trying to decode it. Someone posts a studio photo, fans are looking at the equipment in the background trying to figure out what's being worked on. The level of investigation is honestly impressive. And let's keep it real about the pressure Cole is under. He's been criticized for years about various things. The Kendrick situation, his middle child comments, people saying he's boring, people saying he's too preachy. This is his chance to shut all of that down, to prove that he belongs in the conversation with the absolute best. That's a lot to carry on your shoulders. But here's what makes this interesting. Cole has always been someone who thrives under pressure. His best work often comes when he has something to prove. 2014 Forest Hills Drive came after people doubted him. For Your Eyes Only came after people said he was too commercial. KOD came after people said he wasn't experimental enough. Every time someone counts Cole out, he comes back stronger. The vinyl box set itself is going to be a collector's item. 4 discs, special packaging, probably some exclusive artwork or liner notes. People who buy physical music are gonna want this. And in an era where streaming dominates, Cole is making a statement by putting so much effort into the physical release. He's saying that albums are still art objects worth owning, not just files on your phone. And this story is still unfolding with way bigger implications than just one artist dropping music. What we're seeing here is how legacy artists can stay relevant without compromising their artistic vision. Cole isn't chasing TikTok trends. He's not making short songs for playlist placement. He's doing things his way and trusting that quality will win out. The bigger conversation is about respect for hip-hop history. In an era where everything moves so fast, where songs blow up and disappear in weeks, where artists are forgotten as soon as they stop dropping, Cole is forcing people to slow down and appreciate where this culture came from. He's making younger fans do homework. He's making them go listen to Mobb Deep and the LOX and understand why those artists matter. That's important for the culture. Hip-hop has always been about respecting those who came before you, about understanding the lineage, about knowing your history. But in recent years, that's been lost somewhat. Young artists blow up without knowing who Rakim is, who KRS-One is, who Big Daddy Kane is. Cole is trying to correct that. He's trying to educate while he entertains. And from a business perspective, this is fascinating. The music industry has changed so much. Streaming pays pennies, physical sales are way down, artists make most of their money from touring and merch. But Cole is betting that if you create something special, something unique, people will still pay for it. That vinyl box set isn't cheap, but fans are going to buy it because it's an experience, not just a product. This also shows how artists can control their own narratives. Cole didn't do a big press run. He didn't do interviews explaining everything. He just started dropping breadcrumbs and let the internet figure it out. That creates way more buzz than a traditional rollout. People feel like they're discovering something instead of being sold something. The impact on younger artists could be significant too. If Cole succeeds with this approach, other rappers might try similar things. We could see a resurgence of mixtapes that actually mean something. We could see more artists paying tribute to legends. We could see the culture shift back toward valuing craftsmanship over virality. So where does this all leave us? We're potentially days away from Cole dropping a surprise mixtape that nobody knew existed. Then, a few weeks after that, The Fall Off arrives as his official album. That's 2 major projects in the span of a month. That's unprecedented for Cole. That's unprecedented for most artists at his level. The expectations are through the roof. People want perfection. They want classic albums. They want quotable bars and viral moments and critical acclaim. That's a lot to deliver, but if anyone can pull it off, it's Cole. He's been preparing for this moment his entire career. And regardless of what happens, whether these projects are masterpieces or disappointments, this moment right now is special. The anticipation, the speculation, the excitement. This is why we love hip-hop. This is why we stay invested in the culture, because moments like this don't come around often. Stay locked in, because this story is about to get even crazier. More details dropping daily, more clues surfacing, and we're covering every single development. So drop your thoughts below. Do you think Cole can pull off 2 classics back to back? What beats do you want to hear him rap over? Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there.